The film begins with a captivating sequence of images, showcasing various suburban houses, introducing us to the setting of the story. Over these visuals, we hear the voiceover narrations of Lester Burnham, a middle-aged man who speaks from beyond the grave, reflecting on his life. We're then taken into the morning routine of Lester. He wakes up in the bed next to his wife, Carolyn, but their marriage is devoid of intimacy and affection. Lester grows through the motions of his monotonous life, showing us his strained relationship with Carolyn and his distant connection with their teenage daughter, Jane. As Lester gets ready for work, we glimpse his dissatisfaction and frustration. He feels trapped in his mundane existence, emasculated by his job and the overall banality of his suburban lifestyle. One evening, Lester attends a high school basketball game where Jane's best friend, Angela Hayes, is cheerleading. He becomes captivated by her youthful beauty and seemingly carefree attitude. Angela's image lingers in his mind, symbolizing his desire for escape and rejuvenation. Lester's infatuation with Angela marks a turning point in his life. He starts to question his own desires and yearns for a deeper connection. We see him fantasizing about Angela, projecting his fantasies onto her image, but also acknowledging the emptiness of these desires. Seeking change and liberation, Lester decides to take control of his life. He quits his corporate job, which has long been a source of frustration, and starts working at a fast food restaurant. This decision represents his rebellion against societal expectations and the pursuit of a simpler, more authentic existence. Lester's transformation is accompanied by a newfound sense of freedom and confidence. He enjoys the simplicity of his new job, finding pleasure in the mundane tasks and the absence of corporate pressure. This change in his routine revitalizes him, bringing us into his life. Meanwhile, Carolyn attends a real estate convention where she meets Buddy Kane, a charismatic and successful agent. Carolyn, desperate to maintain the appearance of success, is drawn to Buddy's confidence and charm. Their flirtation leads to an affair, as Carolyn seeks validation and excitement outside her marriage. Simultaneously, Jane develops a connection with Ricky Fitz, a mysterious neighbor known for his eccentric behavior and passion for filming. Jane is initially intrigued by Ricky's enigmatic nature and his ability to see beyond superficialities. They bond over their shared disillusionment with their families and the facade of happiness in their suburban lives. Lester's infatuation with Angela, his transformation, Carolyn's affair, and Jane's budding relationship with Ricky set the stage for the exploration of their individual journeys and the challenges they will face in their pursuit of happiness and authenticity. Throughout this opening act, the film sets a tone of suburban disillusionment and introduces us to the complex layers of the characters' lives, paving the way for the thought-provoking themes that unfold as the story progresses. Lester continues to embrace his newfound freedom and rebellion against societal norms. He indulges in activities that bring him pleasure, such as smoking marijuana and working out to improve his physical appearance. He relishes in the attention he receives from Angela and fantasizes about her, although their interactions remain mostly platonic. Carolyn becomes increasingly obsessed with achieving success in her real estate career. She meticulously stages houses for sale, obsessing over every detail to create an illusion of perfection. However, despite her efforts, she struggles to make significant sales and faces disappointment and frustration. Jane and Ricky's relationship continues to develop as they spend more time together. Ricky introduces Jane to his unique perspective on life, capturing the beauty and depth in seemingly ordinary moments through his passionate videography. Jane starts to appreciate Ricky's perspective and becomes more open to embracing her own sense of individuality. Colonel Frank Fitz, Ricky's father, is revealed to be a deeply troubled and repressed individual. He exhibits a rigid adherence to traditional values and struggles with his own desires, particularly his repressed homosexuality. Frank becomes increasingly suspicious of Ricky's relationship with Lester and starts surveilling their interaction. Carolyn's frustration and desperation grow as her attempts to project success fall short. She becomes increasingly detached from reality. Her dissatisfaction with her life and her falling marriage become more pronounced. Frank discovers a videotape of Lester working out in their garage, which he interprets as evidence of a sexual relationship between Lester and Ricky. Lester, having realized the emptiness of his infatuation with Angela, reevaluates his priorities. He lets go of his fantasies and seeks a deeper connection with his family. Carolyn reaches a breaking point in her pursuit of success and realizes the superficiality of her actions. She confronts her own insecurities and acknowledges the importance of finding genuine happiness rather than chasing societal expectations. Consumed by anger and fear, Frank confronts Lester at gunpoint, accusing him of corrupting his son. The confrontation is intense and reveals the depth of Frank's internal turmoil and the destructive consequences of repressed desires. In a fit of rage and desperation, he shoots Lester. This act exposes the destructive consequences of Frank's repression and the turmoil within him. Jane witnesses the chaos and tragedy unfolding around her, prompting her own transformation. As the film approaches its conclusion, the narrative circles back to Lester's voiceover narration. He reflects on the transient nature of life and the beauty that exists even amidst chaos and tragedy. The film underscores the importance of cherishing meaningful moments and finding beauty in authenticity, despite the imperfections of life.